Welcome to Cosmo Talks. I'm Petra. In this episode, we explore what blood transfusion studies reveal about rejuvenation and how you can be a good host to your microorganisms. Because together, you form a fascinating ecosystem. And when the interaction is right, when the crosstalk runs smoothly, you flourish. In the 2000s, researchers did something remarkable. They connected the blood circulations of old and young mice, parabiosis. What they discovered was astonishing. The old mice became younger, their muscles regenerated, their brains produced new neurons, their biological clocks turned back. Something in young blood, or the absence of something in old blood, had dramatic rejuvenating effects. This was the beginning of a new field, the search for the factors in blood that drive or counter aging. Many people think this research is only relevant to futuristic therapies, plasma transfusions, synthetic blood products, interventions for the rich. But the real lesson is more fundamental. What circulates in your blood, the mix of signaling molecules, growth factors, inflammatory markers, influences how your tissues age. And what circulates in your blood is determined by your lifestyle, by what you eat, by how you move, by the state of your gut. You don't have to wait for blood transfusions from young donors. You can influence the composition of your own blood. The parabiosis experiments identified specific factors: GDF11, a growth factor that declines with age; clotho, an anti-aging protein; oxytocin, the bonding hormone. Conversely, they also identified aging-promoting factors that increase with age, inflammatory cytokines, certain growth factors that become overactive. In 2023, Nature Aging published a study examining the role of the microbiome in this blood composition. Old mice with young microbiomes transplanted from young donors had blood profiles resembling those of younger mice, fewer inflammatory markers, more favorable ratios of aging versus rejuvenating factors. The microbiome influences what circulates in your blood. The metabolites your gut bacteria produce end up in your blood. The inflammatory signals they modulate determine your inflammation profile. An old blood environment isn't inevitable. It's partly a reflection of microbiome state. This is hopeful. You can influence your microbiome, and by influencing your microbiome, you can influence the composition of your blood environment. At Cosmo Group, we looked at blood markers in relation to microbiome status. The pattern was consistent. People with more diverse, healthier microbiomes had more favorable inflammation profiles in their blood, lower CRP, better cytokine ratios. An entrepreneur in his early 60s illustrates this. His blood work showed elevated inflammation markers, not dramatic, but consistently raised. His doctor called it normal for his age, but normal for the age isn't the same as optimal. His microbiome was impoverished, low diversity, little anti-inflammatory capacity. We systematically rebuilt his microbiome, varied fibers, fermentable food, consistency. After 6 months, his CRP had halved. His inflammation profile resembled that of someone 15 years younger. He'd lowered his blood age, not through transfusions, but through his gut. The aha moment. The composition of your blood is influenceable, and your microbiome is one of the levers. You don't have to wait for futuristic therapies. You can start now improving your blood environment by reducing inflammation, by diversifying your microbiome, by influencing the metabolites that circulate in your blood through what you eat. The parabiosis studies were a proof of concept. The blood environment matters. The practical implication: you can improve your own blood environment. The biohack: inflammation minimization. This month, choose one inflammatory factor to reduce: ultra-processed food, added sugars, alcohol, lack of sleep. One factor: reduce it consistently, 30 days. Measure if you can, CRP before and after, or go by feel, energy, clarity, recovery. You lower the inflammatory load of your blood. You create a more favorable environment for all your tissues. This was Cosmo Talks. Remember, you're not a machine that can break down. You're not a puzzle made of separate, loose pieces. You're an ecosystem that responds, and that's good news, because every moment is a new opportunity to work on your biological age and your health. Want to discover more? Visit cosmogroup.eu. Until next time.